So in our walk, it's a 4-beat gait, right? Our rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see that the right hind, right front, left hind, left front, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes in that rhythm. In a good walk, we want to see a V between the same side legs. So when Arvella comes in front of us, and it's going to go in slow motion, see if you can see a V shape right there, right there, right there. So the clearer that V shape between their same side legs, the clearer the walk and the better quality it is. So here I'm going to show a free walk, and this is where the reins are really loose, and we want a lot of overtrack. Overtrack is when the hind foot steps in front of where the front foot was. And it should be the largest walk, the most free, the most supple through their body. The medium walk should also have some overtrack, right? It should still, the hind foot should still go in front of where the front foot was. You should have a contact, right? Their neck, head and neck should be in a comfortable position. And you can see here in slow motion that her hind foot comes just a little bit in front of where her front foot was. Ideally, it'd be even more overtrack. In the collected walk, we want them to track up. That means that the hind foot lands in the spot where the front foot was, in that hoof print. And we want their pole to be really tall, and we want them to bring their shoulders up. So here in slow motion, you can see that our hind foot goes right into that hoof print. That is correct for a collected walk. So now, go back to the Zoom video and tell me what is wrong in this video. What is wrong with this quote-unquote collected walk? Now we're showing the extended walk. The extended walk has similar overtrack to a free walk, but on a contact and a long head and neck. You want the ears to be about at the level of the shoulders and the nose a little bit out. So there I go to a free walk. Again, loose, long rein, head and neck stretched out as much as possible, horse overtracking and swinging through their body. And then as I pick up the reins to go to my extended walk next, see if I can maintain that same fluidity in her body, that when I pick up the reins, I don't shorten that walk any. Then as I pick up my reins to go to the medium walk, you can notice that the length of stride in her hind leg shortens a little bit, and her head and neck raises. And pause here and go back to the Zoom video, please. Now, looking at our trot, we have a 2-beat rhythm, right? 1, 2, 1, 2 with diagonal pairs. In a working trot, we want the head and neck tall and a decent length of stride, right? And when we go to a long and low, we don't want that length of stride to change. We want that same rhythm and tempo, and the head and neck should be in an extended position similar to our extended walk. With the nose out. In our collected trot, we want our horse to be springing on its feet, shoulders tall, not just the head and neck raise, that the shoulders come up is the most important part. And that the stride behind is good. And again, our rhythm and tempo, that tempo is not quick, and we have our 2-beat rhythm. And notice in the slow part, in the slow video, you can see how her shoulder comes up, right? And she raises her knee, and she comes through with her hind legs, and all her joints articulate, and she bounces higher off the ground, right? And her neck and pole are tall. That's what we want for a collected trot. We don't want it to be slow. Collected trot is not slow, it's more engaged. And the shoulders come more up and the hind legs more under. So go back to the Zoom video after watching this and let me know what's wrong with this quote-unquote collected trot. In a lengthen or medium trot, we want the horses to cover more ground. You can see that she could still track up a little bit more, right? And you can see that the shoulders come up and she has a better ground cover with her front legs. And go back to a Zoom video and tell what's wrong with this medium or lengthened trot. And here, what is being schooled? What are we working on here? After watching this, come back to the Zoom video and let's discuss. Now we can talk about the canter, and the canter is a 3-beat gait. The rhythm is outside hind leg, diagonal pair, and front inside leg. So right hind, right front at the same time, and then the left front for the left lead, and opposite for the right lead. So here's our working canter. Go ahead, come back to the Zoom video. And here we show a little bit of lengthened canter. You can see the stride is quite much larger and the front legs come up more and she covers a lot more ground. Here we have our collected canter, right? Doesn't necessarily mean slow, means the shoulders can come up. Here we show the collected / pirouette canter. I wouldn't necessarily call it a pirouette canter or a collected canter, but somewhere in between, and please come back to the Zoom video. Here we see a pirouette canter, right? That she really brings her hind legs under, covers very little ground, which is why we can turn it to a pirouette. You can see the shoulders really come up because her hind legs are really going down. And in the next clip, you'll see a little bit of collected canter and a little bit of pirouette canter. Here's some collected canter, and now it comes back to a pirouette canter. See in the slow-mo if you can see the transition.